The Savage Flames. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and a light breeze was ruffling the billows of yellow daffodils that were growing wild in the grass.
Look, Jamie, millions of daffodils. I'm going to pick some.
You're not the only one picking flowers.
What do you mean?
Over there, a boy picking those yellow flowers off the bushes.
Oh, yeah, he's got a whole basket full of them.
And what's he wearing?
Dunno, a sack?
What are you doing here? Who are you? I don't know you.
Don't be afraid. We're quite friendly. This is Jamie, and I'm Sarah.
I hope you don't mind me asking, but why are you picking those flowers? I thought it was only girls who like picking flowers.
Are you stupid or something? Surely you know that tonight is the eve of Beltane, the great spring festival.
No, I'm afraid we've never heard of it.
We've come from far away, that's why.
Yes, I can see that you don't belong round here. Your clothes are very strange.
You wouldn't have another one of those, would you? I'm feeling a bit hungry.
No.
At least tell us your name and what happens at your spring festival.
I'm called Finn. Every year, on the eve of Beltane, the demons come above the ground and threaten us. They will try to destroy our crops and make people ill. They'll steal our animals if they can. And babies.
They sound like really bad news.
Have you ever seen them?
No, and I don't want to.
Then how do you know they exist?
Because they do. I've got to get back to the village. There's a lot to be done. I suppose you can come with me, if you want.
Yes, please. I don't fancy hanging around here all night if there are demons lurking in the bushes.
I'm coming too.
Finn's village was surrounded by a stockade made of stakes driven into the ground, with a moat around it. They crossed the moat by a rough drawbridge, which was guarded by a ramshackle-looking tower made of poles and wattle panels. Sarah looked up and saw something impaled on stakes above the tower.
What are those on top of the stakes?
Oh, just the heads of some old enemies.
Oh,
Don't worry, you're friends.
that's a relief.
What are you going to do with your flowers?
Make garlands like everyone else. You can help me if you like.
I'll do some if you show me how.
You take them, like this, and plait them together. See?
I get it. I think.
What are the flowers called?
Don't you know anything? These are the flowers of St. John's wort.
Well, what's special about them?
If we decorate our huts with them, they will help to protect us from the evil doings of the demons for another year.
How do they do that?
No one knows for sure. But look, they're shaped like tiny suns, and the demons are things of the night and the other world. They hate the sun.
What's that big house over there?
That's the Longhouse, where all the best warriors live with their families. I'm hoping I'll be allowed to live there someday.
Where do you live now?
In that hut, over there.
That small round one?
That's right. You must come and meet my grandfather, Mabon.
Does he live with you in that hut?
Yes, follow me.
It's a bit smoky in here.
Do you always have fires on the ground like that inside your hut?
Of course. How else would we have them?
Ah, Finn, my boy. Who are your friends?
Grandfather, this is Sarah.
Hi.
And Jamie.
Hello.
Ah, pleasure to meet you. You're welcome to the village on this eve of Beltane. You must stay with us.
Thanks.
It's not a good time to be wandering when the demons are above ground.
Can't you do anything to stop them?
Of course. Our druid priests hold the festival of Beltane in the sacred grove in the forest. They light a great fire and make sacrifices to make the crops grow and keep the demons at bay.
What kind of sacrifices?
Oh, you know, animals, enemies, even an old useless member of the village if necessary.
Oh,
The druids will decide. It is an honour to die for the good of the village.
Why don't you help Finn cut the mistletoe from the sacred oak for the festival? It's a privilege, and you will both earn much merit for it. I'll get the sickle for you. Here. You can use that to cut the mistletoe.
Thanks, Grandfather.
And don't forget to put on garlands of the sacred flower. It will protect you from the demons.
We've got a whole load of them we made earlier.
Good. Make sure you wear them all the time. Don't take any risks.
Don't worry, we won't. We don't fancy being captured by demons.
What would happen if they did catch us?
They'd roast you alive in a wicker cage. They like to perform their own sacrifices and copy the rituals of our great druid priests.
Here, take this basket of apples with you.
Thanks.
And remember, be back in the village by the time the moon reaches its zenith.
We will. Come on, you two. Time to go.
Hang on, give us a hand with this garland, will you? Thanks.
This is the sacred oak tree.
Wow, it's huge. It must be really old.
It is. All right, you two. You stay here while I climb the tree. You can pick up the mistletoe as I cut it.
Okay.
Not so fast! I'm the guardian of the magic mistletoe and it's not for cutting!
What's that?
A demon, maybe? Pretty ugly, isn't it?
Hideous, all covered in warts.
Remember, it can't harm us as long as we're wearing our magic garlands.
Might be a good idea just to get on with what we came for then.
I'll soon put a stop to that!
Oh no, don't tell me it's calling its friends.
There's a big black cloud coming our way.
It's just a load of birds.
They're all landing on the tree.
What are we going to do?
Unlock off the mistletoe. Get ready to gather it up.
Ah! Get off! The crow's pecking at his head. We've got to do something to get them away from the tree.
Got any ideas?
Give me one of those apples.
What good's that going to do?
I thought if I throw it at them...
Nice try, but I think it'll take more than one apple to shift that lot.
No, look! They're fighting over the apple. All we need to do is throw the apples further and further away from the tree, and they'll follow.
Good thinking. Shame to waste a load of good apples, though.
Jamie, this is no time to be thinking about your stomach.
I wasn't, not really.
Come on then, we've got to help Finn get his mistletoe. He doesn't stand a chance with all those crows attacking him.
Here, birdie.
Nice juicy apple.
Get off.
We'll be back in a minute, Finn.
All right, I'll just grab some of this mistletoe while I've got the chance.
So, now you are mine.
Let go of me.
You're coming with me.
Don't forget, I've got my magic garland on. You can't do anything to me.
You shouldn't have been in such a hurry, should you? You caught it on a branch. The flowers are scattered all over the ground. They're no use to you now. So, are you coming or do I have to drag you?
Leave me alone. Get off me.
Where's Finn gone?
He's vanished.
So's that horrible demon.
Look, there are the flowers from his garland.
And his bag of mistletoe. And the sickle.
I don't like the sound of this.
Me neither. We'll have to try and rescue him. Although I don't fancy our chances against a bunch of demons.
Let's not rush into anything. We better be well prepared.
What do you mean?
Those yellow St. John's wort flowers guard against the demons, right? We better pick some more, just to be on the safe side.
You're right. Good job they're growing everywhere.
We can collect them in Finn's mistletoe bag.
Here's some.
Thanks. Shouldn't take long to fill up the bag. Okay, that should be enough.
Where do you think they've taken Finn?
Well, the demon popped up from behind that rock over there.
Right. Come and have a look at
What is it?
Looks like the entrance to a tunnel.
We don't have to go in, do we? It looks very dangerous.
We have to save Finn, don't we?
That's true.
Anyway, we've got a whole bag of magic flowers to protect us.
Okay then, lead the way.
Cautiously, they edged their way down the steps. They wound round and round, down and down, and they were soon in complete darkness. Eventually, they reached the bottom.
I think I can see a faint light in the distance. Let's go for it.
Okay.
They crept along the passageway until they came to the entrance of a vast underground chamber. Shrinking back against the wall of the passage, they peered into the immense space. It was dimly lit and smelt of mould and slime. In the middle was an enormous pile of logs. At the far side of the chamber, they could see a small fire with a great black cauldron set over it. Around the fire clustered a group of the hideous demons.
Jamie, look! They've got Finn in a wicker cage. Does that mean they're about to roast him alive?
How are we going to get him out of here?
I'll cause a diversion while you cut him free. Here, take the sickle.
What are you going to do?
Throw one of these apples at them.
Well, good luck.
You too.
Who hit me? Was you one? No, I didn't hear that. What was it you? You think it was one of you? I felt that I was really hurt. What did you look for? That's why you'll always pick at me.
Quick, Finn, it's got to get out of here.
Oh, thanks for rescuing me.
The Fun Dweller is escaping! What?
They're following us.
The flowers, scatter them behind you.
I'll do it. Their feet are smoking, so that's why they don't like the flowers.
Come on, let's go. Don't forget we had to get the mistletoe back to the village in time for the Beltane Festival of Fire. We're just in time.
For what?
To give the mistletoe to the druids, of course.
What happens to it?
We put it on the pyre before the druids set fire to the whole thing.
Are they your druids in those great long rows?
That's right. They're our priests and keepers of the sacred runes. They will make the sacrifice of Beltane.
That wicked cage looks a bit familiar. Just like the one the demons had you in just now.
What's it for?
Oh, that's what the druids will put the sacrifice in before they burn it.
What sacrifice?
Don't think I like the sound of this.
You two, you're so squeamish. The druids will sacrifice a captured enemy, if we happen to have one handy, that will ensure that our crops grow well this year and that we are victorious in battle. Only problem is, I'm not sure if we have got a captive to hand at the moment.
Sarah, do you see what I see?
What do you see?
A group of druids over there. They seem to be looking in our direction.
I think I've had enough of this adventure.
Me too. I don't fancy our chances of survival if they decide to put us in a wicker cage.
Let's go. We can slip away quietly.
Good idea.
Jamie, Sarah, come and meet the rest of the village. Huh? Where did they get to?
The music in The Savage Flames is taken from The Rite of Spring by Stravinsky. The music begins with a high melody, like a folk song, played quietly by the bassoon. As the music becomes rocking and more rhythmic, we hear a high trumpet tune. The strings and horns play stamping rhythms, while flutes and clarinets imitate the excited shouts of the dancers. The strings make a strange, sinister sound as they tap their bows on the strings as they play. A quiet clarinet tune introduces more peaceful music. A new tune, softly played by the horns, is soon drowned out by the rest of the orchestra. A quiet, flowing melody, played by the violins, is shared later by other members of the orchestra. Sudden, beating rhythms on the strings and timpani indicate the sacrificial victim has been chosen. Driving rolls on the timpani summon the ancestral spirits of the dancers. The strings and percussion begin a march, while the cor anglais and flute share a sombre, twisting melody. After a quiet, rising scale played by the flutes and two loud chords in the orchestra, the piece ends. For the chosen one, all is over. These are just some of the highlights of Stravinsky's The Rite of Spring. You are bound to discover more every time you listen.